Alright, timestamp it is July 4th, 2026. It's about 10 p.m. Health check. Feel okay. Had some panic attack action earlier today, which, it's a normal day, really. Getting my coffee out of the microwave. Because you're damn right, we're still doing what we had to do. Plate in there in case I decide to have more. I'm not sure yet. Made some barbecue chicken with veg and some sweet potatoes. Turned out pretty good. Tiny will eventually show up for food. Alex is already down. I'm not even sure what schedule Alex is on at this point. It is the least favorite day of the year for dog kind. You can hear all that in the background probably. In Pasco County, Florida, so I don't even know if they, once upon a time you kind of had to go across the border to Georgia to pick up like the good stuff. I never did, but I knew people that did. I don't know. And I know in Hillsborough County there's always some fireworks tents and whatnot in like parking lots. But my understanding is they don't have the good stuff, it's all very Sid, the big one, I don't know. I haven't shot for fireworks in ever. So, I don't know. Crossing a lot of things off my list today. A lot of little things. Didn't do anything in the garage, but I did a bunch of eBay listings. I got a bunch of cookbooks up. Some other odds and ends. A lot of food prep. Steam cleaned some carpets in the living room. That were pretty awful. Mostly Kaiser's fault. That cat has an evil streak. Yeah, they're really, really going at it now. Glad we didn't do the garage sale earlier because it was incredibly hot and then started pouring down rain like in between 10 and 11 a.m. So blistering hot and then rain. I did plant a bunch of potatoes today. I don't know how that's going to turn out. Some very old potatoes that I had over there. I've had them over there for 2 months or so. The eyes had just been growing and growing. Some of the different stems, I don't even know what to call it. 3, 4, 5 inches long, wrapping around the potato itself. And try that again. I grabbed a couple of plastic bins that were in the backyard because we've got tons of them. Dumped them out, put them inside the cage, basically poured, I think there's like 12 or 13 in each bin, and then a whole bunch of potting soil on top. I didn't worry about watering it because I knew what was coming. And yeah, I'm certain that it irrigated it behind me, which I was kind of anticipating that. So that's kind of an experiment. I didn't cut the eyes or anything like that. I just put the bulk potatoes in there. But yeah, that's stuff that we had been like saving up for the past actually like 3 months. Waiting for the opportunity to plant. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but it'll be exciting. It's kind of a science experiment. I didn't go through all the methodical cutting and all that, so I just didn't. It's the Starbucks medium. Good stuff. I'm going to turn the oven off. Got it at 220 just to kind of keep it warm. There's a button on this thing. There you are. I'm going to take a shower here fairly soon. Put the food away. Probably watch some Doctor Who while I sort some more Final Faction. I know I'm going to be doing a lot more eBay listings tomorrow. I've got some chicken soaking in teriyaki right now too. Got like 3 bottles of the Lawry's teriyaki over there, which is a good problem to have, but all of them are getting close to date, so I'm like, let me do something with these. I only used 1 bottle, but I'll be using the others over the next like couple weeks. These, I got a lot of baggies because of what I was doing. These are the drones that I'm going to be basically kicking back into eBay sales. What, 8 original regular and 1 of the Venom, the black and green. This is the originals that I'm keeping. I think there's like 30. And the Venom ones, 20 or 25. I've actually been keeping notes. Now I'm going to kick that. 30 and 20. I like the color on both of them. I just didn't get as many of the Venom. It was kind of a shorter release, really. The original was out for like 3 years, I think maybe 4. And then the Venom was around for like 2. If they were still in production, it'd probably be 30 and 30. But I'm probably going to be going through like the Brutes. Trying to go through the ones that or the Synthoids, the ones that I have the most of, because it'll make sorting them easier. Because I've got like 3 big totes and 2 smaller totes. And to be honest, I think I might have more somewhere else, I'm not sure. Because I almost feel like I have more. I don't know. That's why I'm taking notes too. Because if I come across another stockpile and there's another 30 drones in there, okay, I don't need to keep all 30. 29 is more than enough. You get me. But yeah, I will and must have a couple hundred of these things by the time I'm done sorting. 200 plus, whatnot, but doing dioramas and whatnot, I want to make sure I have a bunch of them. And couldn't beat the price, really. But I don't actually need 600 or 500 or whatnot. If you know anybody that plays Warhammer, though, as an example, you need more than 3, pieces to make it work. So I'm thinking 200 to 300 is probably where I'm gonna kind of. And I wanted a lot of the drones because they're my favorites. And that gives me, 50? Look at me mathing. So, another 40 or 50 brutes, and then the other ones are going to be a lot smaller quantity-wise. Because I didn't get as many of the Diabol, the Crepitus or Crepitus. I just didn't get as many because I didn't like them as much. So, if I've got 20 or 30 of each of those or what have you, that's fine. The crawlers, I wish I had more than I do. I love them. They really are great. and I didn't get as many, not for lack of trying, but there's some other ones, and I'll show you as we go. Decimators and huntras, which are non-humanoid, more crab-like but bigger, and some of them have like little, they shoot the rocket kind of thing, the spring-loaded, which I don't care about that as much. But the sculpt on them is pretty cool. So, but I wasn't able to get my paws on as many of those. We didn't get them in as often. And I want to say with like the decimators and maybe even the hunters, there weren't as many per case. A case of 24, there might only be 3 of those as opposed to like 6 of some of the other stuff. But yeah, I mostly want the drones, the brutes. Tried to put it together. The drones, the brutes are definitely my favorites. The crawlers are really cool. The hunters and the decimators are really cool, but I wasn't able to get as many of those. I think I do have more George though. I think. But with accurate numbers, I can actually, when those get here too, I can actually sit down and do the advanced math. I just heard a mortar. That deep thump. Scrappy's been, for the most part, walking around. He went outside earlier. Thank God it was like in a window in between fireworks. Flotillas, I guess. I don't know what to call it. But he's been like pacing the house the past hour. When they start up, like really firing him off, he like is freaking him out a little bit. Tannhauser is just collapsed in the hallway earlier. Yep, not by the back door. Nope. In the hallway, it's nice and insulated. Probably can't hear it as well. And one's nothing to do with any of it. Which I would expect that. Tired. I need to prep and do some laundry when I get up in the morning too. That would be smart. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely can cross off quite a few things off my list. That's pretty cool. Love it. Man, this is great. It's still not exactly a small list, but I can cross stuff off. That's makes me happy inside. But yeah, I'm watching some new stuff here and there. And I don't know her name. Shame on me. Nicole Wallace? I'm not sure of her name. I don't watch her that often, honestly. But I guess she interviewed Jack Smith. I'm seeing some excerpts from that. Some serious stuff. I'm wondering if there's going to be any other fireworks today. I'm so sorry. It's pretty late in the day, but this whole year's been full of surprises. I don't know. Yes, we are in mad genius planning mode. Yeah, that's good stuff. Got like 30 things on my list. But I am crossing some things off. Got some check marks by some others because started, not done, but started. I've just got so many projects and things I need to get done around here because of, you know, yeah. No phone calls or anything about my dad, so far that's cool. Just had a weird nagging feeling for several days that something was going to happen. I mean, I always do, but lately I've been like, he's been the star of my dreams, and they've been weird. And just from a God has a sense of humor standpoint, the idea of him having something serious happen on July 4th, I was like, is this, are we going to do this? But I think we're going to get through that window, because yeah, it's a little bit after 10 p.m. so I don't jinx it, right? I mean, truth is, I don't want anything to happen to my dad, but I know that something will happen to my dad. He has advanced dementia. He's in a assisted living. You know, I'm waiting for a nurse to, you know, next week, a month from now, 2 months from now, tomorrow morning, call me and talk about hospice, you know, or something like that. I know that we're in that kind of, you know, because I don't know what's going to happen. One cardiac event, one stroke. He's had 4 strokes that we know of based on the fact that he has 4 holes in his brain. There's a lot that can happen. You know, advanced dementia, not crazy outside the realm possibility that he could fall and hit his head. I mean, he's done it 3 times in the past year. It's real common with dementia. They're shaky on their feet. They get dizzy really easy. They don't have a good sense of balance. A lot of dementia patients actually expire because they fell and hurt themselves in the fall. Real common. So, but you know, the anxiety is real. And again with the mortar. And there is I don't want him to go, and at the same time his quality of life is, what's the word I'm looking for? Shite. That's the word I'm looking for. So, you know, he sits in a chair and stares at the wall. Occasionally interacts with people that aren't there. You know. He's alive, but I don't know that that's living. You know. And again, I'm not wishing death upon my dad. That's not the thing at all. But I wish he were alive. You know. Weird, right? That may be Queenie having a seizure. She has seizures. And the vets haven't been able to figure out why. Don't know. Oh, that's so good. But I'm going to keep this one pretty short. Turn the stove off. I'm going to take a shower. Then I'll come out and deal with the food. I'll let Tiny know that food is ready. So feel free, you know. Meanwhile, I'm going to go get wet because I'm sweaty from running around doing stuff. Got my 1 brick. Honestly, like 1.5 bricks today. Got a lot of eBay up. Very exciting stuff too. Man. But some good stuff. We'll see if people are interested or not. Some like really interesting, primarily really interesting cookbooks from the 50s and 60s. There's one by Presto. As an example, I'm so sorry, but they make kitchen appliances, and they also did like a little pamphlet cookbook. One from Diamond Walnuts, basically like a dessert cookbook with recipes you could use walnuts in. There was a minute rice one from, I didn't know it was this old. It was like 1958 or something. Bunch of other cookbooks from like 1965, 1963. Minute rice, timeless recipes with minute rice, 1969 cookbook. Honestly, I didn't know they were that old a product. I didn't. Minute rice, I thought they were kind of a late 70s, early 80s. Look at us, we have microwaves, convenience food, it's cool kind of product, you know. I mean, I grew up in that when, you know, like frozen burritos became like a regular thing in the frozen food section because people were getting things called microwaves, and you could take it out of the plastic wrapper and you could put it in, and then you flip it like a minute or whatnot, and you've got like a hot burrito. And you could even do popcorn that way. You didn't have to put it in the big metal pan with the oil in the bottom and the clear top that you could see it popping and stuff. Yes, I grew up with those. And you could burn the hell out of your hand on those things too. Ask me how I know. Huh. I think we had a Sunbeam one. And it looked almost like a wok on legs. And it had a like yellow-orange dome type lid. And it got very, very warm. The kind of warm that makes your skin blister if you touch it. So many times as a kid. So many times. And yeah, that hurts. Yeah, we didn't get Jiffy Pop when I was a kid. My girl grew up with Jiffy Pops. And I've seen Scream, so I'm familiar with them. That's really the extent. We did actually get some when we were first dating. I think it was actually when Scream came out. And I was like, I've never gotten those before. And she's like, oh my God, I was raised on those. And we actually picked up a couple next movie night. We did that. Because we're dorks. We went to Blockbuster and rented VHS tapes and made Jiffy Pop, and true stories. It's before Netflix. I'm 55. I still don't think I look it, but I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Yeah, you probably believe it. never been able to catch a dove in one hand. That's pretty cool. Haven't been able to do it. Yeah. It's a special skill. But I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm going to take a shower. Yep. So, work your list. Work your list, do your one brick. But yeah, health-wise, I feel okay. I have had a few, like, panic attack moments today. No rhyme, no reason. But according to what Pix has told me, because she's had them her whole life, you don't need a reason. And to that I say, this is bullshit. Who said my body could malfunction like that? That's not okay. I'm serious. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad. I never had panic attacks until like the past 3 years, and all this shenanigans with my parents. That's when they actually started happening. Yep. And I don't have the receipt. I can't go full Karen and return them. You know. Oh yeah, they're definitely cranking it up over there. I'm hearing like huge amounts of pops and whatnot. I don't know if I'm curious if it's picking up on the mic or not, but I'm hearing fireworks going off. I don't know. Hearing the bump, bump. Occasionally the deep thump of one of the like mortars. Yeah. We're surrounded. So anyway, yeah, all that good advice that I just gave you. Also, hug your parents, hug your kids, keep your head down as best you can. Don't be afraid to make change, but at the same time, be careful. Be careful. There are some bad people running some things here and there. So, July 4th had to do that, you know. Throw some tea in the water, whatever you need to do. Dress accordingly. So, yeah. Blame it on the other people. It's pretty unsportsmanlike that we did that when you think about it. I mean, clearly that ruse wasn't going to work, but even when we're being rebellious, we're blaming it on the Native Americans, right? Just wear regular clothes. Own it. It was citizens that did it. Just my thought. I mean, think about that. They dressed up like Native American people to basically commit domestic terrorism. What kind of shit is that? We took your land. We're also going to frame you with the British, if that's okay. Anyway, had that thought a long time ago, and I was like, wow, that was really shitty. That was like, really. There wasn't a whole lot of German people here at this point. It was mostly like, you know, English, French, and some Spanish, whatnot. So I feel a little better about that just because that wasn't me. You know what I mean? It's always easier when you can push blame on somebody else, obviously. It's like, my people had nothing to do with that shit. World War II, all of my family tree and whatnot was over here, but yeah, that was my country that did that. Mind you, all of my family pretty much had already left Germany because some of them actually left in the 30s too. Some of them left in the early 1900s and some in, I think, the 1870s. But, yeah, I know the few that did leave in the 30s, according to my grandmother, I remember this from talk we had a long time ago. Obviously, she's been, dead like 15, 20 years. But apparently I had some relatives that were still there in like 32, 35, 37, and they could kind of see where the country was headed, and essentially said, oh, hell no. We're out. We will go to America. So, yeah. None of my relatives were sticking feathers in their hair and throwing tea in the water. Don't blame me on that one. I really hope in when they did that they were like over the top and ridiculous in their costume choices, so that even stupid people that saw it take place wouldn't be like, the Cherokee. Yep. I told you they were bad news. I'm hoping that anyone that saw it was like, you're a stupid white boy, aren't you? Because no Native American would be caught wearing that stuff. What are you doing? You know what I mean? If you're ridiculous enough to where no one will believe it, I'm a little more okay with it. If you were going for like realism, dude. Anyway, just my passing thought. So yeah, make it a great day. I dare you. I dare you. I double dog dare you. And careful if you're doing fireworks. I know you're going to see this probably a couple days afterwards, but I'm in Florida, so the dogs are nervous, and I'm sometimes nervous too, just because there's a lot of stupid down here. Like a lot of stupid. That guy with the flip phone, he's not kidding. Seriously, make it a great day.